Welcome, everybody. Dominic here with Breakthrough Sessions. I want to talk to a day about the power of bouncing back. Unfortunately, in our lives, we hit a lot of bumpy roads. We hit a lot of trials. We hit a lot of tribulations, but there's a power in bouncing back. And what I mean by that is that when you're down at your lowest point, when you feel like you have nothing else left to give, I think there's a power with us to bounce back, to be able to take ourselves from the bottom and come back up. And I recall a time in my life where I thought I was big. I was on top of the biggest stage. I was ready to do big things. And my senior year in college, as I'm getting ready to go prepare for the NFL combines, I tear my knee. I got a total knee blowout, and the power of just trying to bounce back. I mean, I don't know. It just makes you something. It takes something in you every time that you have to start from the bottom to come back up. Because with that, you have to build a certain amount of character. You have to build a certain amount of courage. You have to build a certain amount of tenacity. You have to have an attitude. And my bounce back moment was really about trying to get back to where I was. And if you've ever been knocked down flat on your face, you know that feeling that you get where you're thinking to yourself, you might never actually come back to that point. You might never ever get back to that greatness. So this happens to athletes all across the world. This happens to athletes in every sport, men and women, boys and girls. It's just it happens. It's the power of bouncing back that really should energize you. And I think when you're at the no matter what you've had to face in your life, no matter the things that you've had to go through, it's something about when you're at the bottom and you know that people are, number one, judging you. You know that people are saying that it can't be done. You know that people are giving up hope. You know that you yourself want to give up and you want to quit. And there were moments where when I had completely tore my ACL and I'm in my senior year in college, and I'm thinking to myself, I like to go play football on a different level and be able to measure up, be able to compete. It's the power of bouncing back. It was the things that I was willing to do to get myself back to that point. And once I tore my ACL and I realized that there wasn't a possibility, or it might limit my possibility for me to go on and play on a different level, on an elite level with other guys that were so much more skilled, talented, and been in different positions in their lives and had not had to go through some of the things that I did. It made me want to work that much harder to prove something, to prove that I could actually have both knee replacements and I could still go after my dreams. I could still pick myself up. I can still bounce back to give myself this chance. But that's the power of the bounce back. The power of the bounce back is that it grows you into this person that you never thought that you would be. It's almost human like, or should I say, hero like. It gives you something within you that you didn't see yourself having before. And in those moments where I had gotten hurt and I'd been unable to comprehend what it was going to mean, how it was going to stop me from doing what I wanted to do, I realized something. It wasn't just about sports, it was about who I would become in the process. So, in that time where you have felt like you've fallen so far where you're not sure you can get back up, you've turned a blind eye and went down a different path, making dumb decisions, silly mistakes, whatever it is, and you feel like you're lost and you feel like there's no way for you to get back to that person that you were. I can honestly tell you is that that's part of the power of the bounce back. If you don't have those feelings, if you don't have something to push you, something to try to discourage you each and every day, to where you tell yourself, absolutely not, I'm getting back up, I'm continuing to fight, I'm going to make different decisions, I'm going to do this harder, I'm going to learn something new, I'm going to put myself in this position, your life stays the same. And for me, when I totally blew out my ACL and I had nowhere else to look but within myself, it was a powerful moment. It was a moment that I can recapture in my life so vividly. And I can see that time where I thought that it was the end for me, where I thought that this was it, where I thought that if I didn't have sports, what would I do? But the power of the bounce back, it helped create something in me, and I became stronger mentally. I became more focused as an individual. I started to look at things in a creative way. I start to bring about new ideas. I start to build myself up in a certain way to go after something different, because I understood that life is about more than that one thing that you're chasing after. When you get knocked down, you either have to decide if you're going to stay down or if you're going to build yourself back up and make something out of whatever it is that you have left. And in life, we make the mistake oftentimes of not realizing that potential of the fall, how it can help you if you look at it the right way, how it can change you if you allow it to change you in the right way, how you can use it as a way to get focused about what you're going after instead of focusing on, oh, pity me. Oh, I can't believe this happened to me. So the power of the bounce back is just what you have to go through. It's the ability that you have to forget about the bad times, to forget about the bad day, to forget about all the things that didn't go right, to forget about the people that don't believe in you, to forget about your pity for yourself, to forget about the crying endless nights, to forget about the complaining, and to forget about the pain, because at some point in time it's going to be long gone, to forget about being just in a daze, and use it to get fuel, to get energized, to become better, to be the person that you are supposed to be. Journeys don't happen in our lives if we're not willing to walk the path. If we're willing to give up so easy, we don't even understand what the journey could bring to us in our life. And if I had given up at that point in time that I had torn my ACL, and I given up and I just let everything happen in my life, however it was, because I was focused on what I thought it took away from me, then I would say I would have misutilized my talents, and I would have shortcut my life. I would have stole something away from myself, from where I am right now. So possibly my family, possibly my son, my wife, people that I have actually had a chance to meet. I would have taken something away from them, because maybe I would have never been in the position that I was in if I didn't have that power that I got from the bounce back. But that's the power of the bounce back. It's about rejuvenating yourself, deciding that you can still be whatever you want to be, accepting the fact that something didn't happen, it didn't go the way that you planned, but there's always another day, accepting that you can still grow, accepting that failure is okay, failing at something is okay, accepting the fact that you are not the best yet, but you can be as long as you decide to get back up, dust yourself off, and keep trying, keep navigating, keep looking for ways to grow, and never give up, never give in. That's the power of the bounce back. It's building something within you that you never thought you'd be able to become. But as long as you hang in there, as long as you look at yourself every day and you give yourself the permission to keep fighting, to keep pushing forward, even when no one else believes in you, to keep pushing forward, even during the hardest times, to keep pushing forward when others have doubted you, to keep pushing forward, not because of someone else, but because of you. It's what you want to do. It's what you've decided that's important for you in your life. So this is an essential part of you becoming who you're supposed to become. The power of the bounce back. Things don't always happen that keep you elevated. Things will happen in your life that have you fall flat on your face, and in many cases, flat on your back. But what I learned along my course of time is this: if you fall and you fall on your back, it was the best fall that you could ever have made. Because the biggest thing that you need to realize is that if you can look up, you can get up. And that's the power of the bounce back. When I laid on my back and I realized that I torn my ACL, and I realized that I didn't know what was next for me, and I realized that I was going to have to challenge myself. I realized I was going to have to find a way to push myself instead of giving up, instead of crying, instead of murmuring, instead of complaining, instead of being sorry for feeling sorry for myself. I realized at that moment as I laid on my back was that I was still able to look up. I was still able to have another leg. I was still able to use my arms. I was still able to use my body. I was still able to use this. I was still able to use this to be strong, to be confident, to build something. And that, knowing that, is the power of the bounce back, that you still have something left. You still have something within you. Everything has not been taken away from you, but you have to look at it in a way that inspires and enlightens you. If you can look up, you can get up. So in life, when you fall hard and be willing to look up and get up no matter what happens. This is Breakthrough Sessions. I'm Dominic. Thank you for tuning in. Have a great day.